Guys, 3 pro tips from a game master. Firstly, never take pickup too seriously. Never take the process of meeting women too seriously. In other words, don't make it seem as though it is work or it's labor intensive or it's akin to a formal gathering or a meeting. I know I preach this a lot. However, it goes over a lot of guys' heads. They still enter the interaction with a woman upon cold approach or even in her DMs by making the attempted pickup seem too weighty. All right, women hate monotony and they hate seriousness. So, upon the approach, the cold approach, or the pickup, always try to be lighthearted and playful and giddy. Bring out that inner boy within you. All right. Whether regardless of what you may think about that disposition as far as, oh, I want to seem like I'm ultra mature and so on, it doesn't really matter, guys. When trying to spark attraction upon the cold approach with the girl, the more playful, giddy, and I don't give a damn you are, it amplifies everything. It amplifies the attraction, and also it makes the girl readily know that, all right, this guy is definitely, he's not looking to be too serious, and which signals fun. All right, every woman wants to have fun. And this is why, upon the cold approach, you want to exemplify this. You want to portray this fun guy role, not this serious, I want to be your boyfriend, I want to be your husband type of vibe. No, always try to keep it light, keep it on the playful side of things. All right. And again, guys, in conjunction with that point of never taking the pickup too seriously, you also want to poke fun at the girl. All right. And by doing so, it levels the playing field because, as you would have already known, and if you don't know, I'm going to let you know right now, when entering the interaction with a total stranger, you as the guy have the perceived lower social value. The woman, she's entering the interaction with higher value, you as the guy, and this is generally, and you as the guy, you're coming in with lower or lesser value, than the girl is. Not intrinsic value, however, value in the dating market. We all know this. Women are born with their value. Men basically have to earn it. So that is just how it is. She's up here value-wise. You're down here upon the pickup, the attempted pickup. So how do you level the playing field? Well, again, you make it lighthearted as possible by poking fun. And you will see me do this in an infield clip coming up. And this was from 2015. You would see me do exactly that upon a cold approach. I was poking fun. We were walking by a storefront, which had a clear glass storefront. And the girl was sort of glancing, to the side, checking herself out. So I called her out on it. And you will see exactly how I do that. And, the little powerful sort of tidbit behind it. And, what's so powerful also about doing this, guys, calling the woman out, total strangers upon a cold approach, calling them out. What is so powerful about that is it signals to the girl, it sub-communicates to the girl on a subconscious, unconscious level also. It sub-communicates to the girl that this guy isn't afraid to lose me. He isn't afraid of letting go or letting me go. Why else would he be pushing the envelope like that? Why else would he be poking fun? Why else would he be so carefree? Why else would he be telling me, why are you checking me out? Oh, you're checking yourself out in the mirror. Girl, you're so conceited. Why would he be doing that? No guy would. And as I always preach to you guys, in pickup, in game, you always want to be the guy who's doing what no other guy is doing. So that is what the girl is going to say to herself. It's like, this guy is really bold and audacious. He is risking it all because why, no other guy has approached me like this before, where they're willing to say or do something that could possibly cause the set to implode or not even go left, but just the fact that you're challenging the girl, it heightens or kickstarts the attraction. When you don't challenge the girl, on the contrary, when you don't challenge her, what is there? There's literally no spark there being created. All right. So those points wrapped in one, I want you to, take a mental note of when interacting with girls upon your next interaction with a total stranger or even someone whom you already know within her DMs or cold approach or the approach. All right. Don't take the process seriously. Be lighthearted, playful, fun, funny, and risk it by poking fun, poking a little jab, calling her out on whatever it may be. All right, so check it out. Watch me do just that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for real. Yeah. Hot. You know something? Look in there. Yeah, nobody ever done that?
Why is that?
I don't know. It's not having nose and hair and so that's not pretty good. Can I go up?
I have my...
What about you? You're looking at yourself in the mirror. You know what that says? It says that you are so into yourself.
I wasn't looking at myself in the mirror. I was glad, but I wasn't looking halfway in the mirror. That's why
I think you're looking at me. But now, wait a second. There's a lot of noise in here. Like, driving you crazy. You know how to handle it, right?
In conjunction with the previous point, I would like to dub this bold and ballsy. Bold and ballsy. Another pro tip. And this there's a clip that I'm about to show which also dates back to 2015. Here I was chatting up this girl upon a cold approach. And during the interaction, this is probably like 2 minutes in, she received a phone call from her significant other. So, I excused her. She answered, obviously, and she slowed down. So we're walking together slowly. She's a bit in front of me because I wanted to give her a little bit of space while she conversed with her boyfriend. So, as things were winding down, and I could have heard that it was winding down by the conversation she was having, and this is what I did. I grabbed, because she had a book bag on, a book bag or a handbag, whatever she had. I grabbed one of the straps and I pulled her back. I pulled her back as in to stop her. Very bold and audacious move. Grab, stop her dominantly. All right. It wasn't a tug or a pull. I just basically halted her and she stopped. I stopped, she stopped. A very dominant move, guys. So, as I said, women love it. This is the type of approach that they never get. And when they do encounter a guy with such an approach, it blows their mind. I mean, you become unforgettable. All right. Again, no guy is going to be this bold and have this much audacity with a total stranger. All right. So, as I said, check out the clip and you're going to see exactly how I perform this. And also, guys, here is another tip that I emphasize a lot. When going for a girl's phone number, and this is also a part of the pro tip of being bold and audacious. When going for the phone number, give the phone to the girl. Give it to her so she can input her information, or present it to her and let her punch it in as you saw in the previous clip. That is very dominant and very bold. All right? It's a bold move, guys. You don't know how much points this would actually give you, and points in the sense of towards making something happen later on. These things are indelible, guys. These things are literally, they are stamped in the girl's psyche, in her brain. Whenever you do something which is so out of the ordinary, the girl literally cannot forget you. All right? Not that you're doing it for this purpose, but you are winning brownie points whenever you do stuff that the girl have never seen before. All right? So, like I said, I grabbed her strap, made her halt. Very dominant, alpha, ballsy move. So I also said to her, I'm like, hey, you have all day for your boyfriend. You know, a very bold thing to say. So she hung up on her boyfriend. It was already winding down. And like I said, I got the number as expected. And that is another tip too. Another tip within the tip that I'm giving at the moment, which is that never ask a girl for her phone number. Like I said, I've beaten this horse to oblivion over the years. So I know you're tired of hearing it, but I have to reemphasize and just so you guys can internalize this. Never ask a girl for her phone number. Asking is akin to begging. Only low value guys ask. I don't care what you think, guys. This is what is going through a woman's mind in her subconscious. If you ask for something, it signals that you are low value. You must not get things or get it. Why else would you ask? You would just demand. Why would you ask? So these small nuance points can literally make or break you within the pickup. I don't care whether it's online, in a girl's DM, on a dating app, or in cold approach. These small little minute factors can actually be what unalives the set, that unalives the interaction, and would make the girl leave saying to herself, what was this? Like he thought he did something. You don't want to ever give that girl impression upon her exiting the interaction. It should always be, like I said, this was different. All right? So like I said, never ask for the phone number. Asking is the equivalent of begging. Only low value people beg. All right? Bums beg, homeless people beg. On the streets begging for change. People of low value beg. People of low value ask. As I said, in a woman's mind, asking equates to begging. All right? I didn't make the rules. This is just what it is. Asking is begging. Just like you would never ask a girl for a kiss. Let's say you're on a date with a girl. You want to kiss her. You would never say, can we kiss? Can I kiss you? Even if she allows you to do it, you've dropped a gazillion points at that moment. The attraction might as well just plummeted right through the ground. The mere fact that you ask for a kiss, you're done. Going for the phone number has the same effect. That is why you should never ask for it. You demand it. You tell her to give it to you. Verbally. If you don't want to verbalize it, do what I did in the previous clip and what I'm going to do in the subsequent clip coming up now, which is give the girl the phone, present it to her, and have her punch it in. All right? You don't even have to tell her, all right, cool. All right, give me a number. You don't even have to verbalize it. Present it to her. Just be like, okay, cool. All right, fine. Yeah, I'm going to run. Here. That's it. Small pro tip, but very, very important, guys. So check it out.
I'm on daycare voice number.
No, I can't use my phone at work.
Oh, okay. You got to get it all out.
Sexual spikes. One of my favorite. This is probably the most crucial pro tip I'm gonna give you guys, at least from this video. Sexual spikes. This is what it is. This is what it means. I want you to say something sexual to the girl, then walk it back. Yes, apologize. say something sexual, walk it back. Now, I'm going to break down the logics of this, why this is so crucial, why it's important, and why it is very salient and prudent upon a cold approach. All right? Never apologize to women. We already get that. Oh, Kenny, but that's a huge contradiction. You literally contradicted yourself within 5.2 seconds. Yeah, but here it is. Only apologize, and this is in relation to getting acquainted with a girl, upon meeting a girl, only apologize when you don't mean it. Or apologize even though you don't mean it, or apologize and not mean it. Same damn thing. Now, what do I mean? As I said, say something sexual and forward to the girl and walk it back with an apology. So the logics is this. The logics are this. What is the best way to communicate to a girl that you want to take her to bed without literally telling her you want to take her to bed? Because as I often point out, you cannot, doesn't matter how dominant alpha you are, doesn't matter if you're him, you cannot say to a girl upon the cold approach, I want to take you to bed, and she just drops everything she's doing and run off to bed with you. It can't happen. It won't happen. I'm telling you this as a master pickup artist, a master seducer. All right? It cannot happen. I mean, I could get away with it in a sense, but I mean, why even try? All right? It's not going to happen. We already know this because in old school game, old school pickup, what will happen is doing so will activate the girl's bit shield. In other words, the girl defenses would rise, as you hit her with something so bold, as in, I want to smash you. I want to take you to bed. I mean, as I said, all her defenses are now raised because you went so hard, so fast. She has no other options besides to be taken aback. Now, there's nothing wrong with saying stuff that gets the girl taken aback. I do that often, and you should do that. However, again, guys, you cannot be that obvious about wanting to take the girl to bed. Not verbally, at least. You cannot be verbally obvious. And this is why I always say every woman wants to be manipulated. It sounds however it sounds, it's just whatever it is. You have to manipulate a girl into bed. If a woman is in her rational mind, she will never go to bed with you. This is why they love fairy tales. This is why they love to be sold a dream. This is why they fall for stuff like that. This is why they're into Disney stuff and the fairy tales and all this and that. It's because they need to be manipulated in order to go to bed. If you've ever taken a girl to bed before, you've manipulated a girl before. She will not go to bed with you in her right state of mind. She will talk herself out of it. This is why logics are your enemy in pickup. When trying to get with a girl, logics will unalive your chances. Women and logics don't mix. They're antithesis. They are like oil and water. Women and logics don't mix. They're emotional creatures. They think on a different wavelength. We know this already. This is why you cannot logic your way into a woman's pants. All right? It would never work. You cannot logic your way into sex with a woman. Right? This is why it's key to do everything that I previously said, which is you want to be giddy, lighthearted, playful, take nothing seriously. That is what's going to get you into bed more times than not, because you're not being logical, you're not being rational, you're not sharing all these logical information, that serves no purpose. All right? Women love fluff, so you have to sell them fluff. All right? It's manipulation. I mean, I don't care who wants to shy away from it, but it's just whatever it is. It's manipulation. And like I said, every guy have done it. Women have to be manipulated in order to be taken to bed. Okay? They will never admit it. Of course they won't admit it. But like, why would they? They probably don't even know it. But that's the case. All right? When they meet a guy who they're head over heels for, what do you think happening? You think she's thinking logically? You think she's like, I'm gonna logic my way into bed with this guy? No, she's being taken for a ride. All right? She's being floated away on a cloud. All right? Let's put it that way. So the guy is doing his stuff, and the girl is going for the ride. So it isn't even that the guy is being manipulative. She is manipulating herself also. She is psyching herself out also because she has to. That's what I'm telling you. She has to. Okay, guys? So, like I said, when you're trying to angle to get a girl to view you as a potential sexual item, you cannot explicitly say that. You cannot say, hey, my name is Kenny and I want to shag you. It's not going to work. Okay? The best way to communicate this non-verbally is, like I said, well, verbally, you could also non-verbally, you will see me do that in the following clip. I mean, you will see me go keno, as we say in old school pickup, meaning I threw my arm around in a lock with the girl, and we walked together for a bit. That's very dominant, and it's romantic, it's sexual. So physically, yes, that is how you communicate to a girl that you see her as a romantic item. You get physically romantic.
I don't want to give you a little work. Usually just to hang out and pick up girls. Good luck. But, I'm sort of a go-getter. Do something I want, I go after it. Yeah. So, where are you, what's the next move now?
I'm still picking up. I'm still working now.
But you have to stay here?
Go back home.
Right. I thought I want to
Really?
What is
They never say anything, but that doesn't mean they ask. If they tell us they're not, you ask the question.
Oh, that's true. I know.
Since I don't like this.
Parents that you go to the gym.
No, this is all normal.
Sorry to be looking at you.
No, this is all normal. This is how I usually shave.
Oh, so you're blonde that way.
Yes.
The gym body. Sexy as fuck. It's gonna be real. So.
Right. Yeah?
Yeah. Well, not really.
All right? Now, verbally, like I said, at some point during the attempted pickup, at some point during the interaction, the cold approach, you want to say something sexual or a few things sexual to the girl, then walk it back. So, for instance, check a girl out, you're checking her out, y'all are talking, with one another, conversing upon the interaction, and, let's say you're checking her out physically, and she sees that. You could say something like, damn, you got a nice ass. Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. You want to beat me up? Come on, smack me. I was wrong for saying that. Please, smack me. I deserve it. I apologize. I humbly apologize. You see? Now, the girl knows you're not serious about your apology. She knows you don't mean it. But it doesn't matter. You don't want her to believe that you mean it. It's manipulative, yes. But like I said, they want to be manipulated. All right? So you apologize She knows you don't mean it. Doesn't matter. What it is, or what's key here is you want to convey to the girl, you want to communicate to her that you see her as a potential sexual item. That's what you're doing here. By you checking out her body, by you making an explicit remark, even though you walked it back, which you didn't mean, the girl now knows, yeah, this guy wants me physically. He wants to ravish me. That's what you wanted her to communicate to the girl. All right? That's very key. Now, with that being said, there's no way the girl or a girl would ever misconstrue what this is all about. She would never think to put you in a friend zone because this guy doesn't want to be my friend. I mean, look what he said. He's clearly into me on a sexual level, which is what you want. All right? So, like I said, you can say anything you want to a girl sexually during the interaction and you walk it back by apologizing falsely because you don't mean it. You don't mean the apology, but it doesn't matter. Okay? You just want the girl to know that you view her as a potential sexual item. All right? That is the point. That is key. Very bold, very audacious, very powerful stuff. All right? Walking stuff back. When you say something sexual to a girl and you walk it back, it does not DLV you. It does not lower your value and demonstrate low value. It does not. Because the girl knows you don't mean it. Okay? She knows you don't mean it. So like I said, you're talking, you're interacting, you're checking the girl out. You know, you say, damn, girl, man, is that your fragrance? Damn, that shit makes me wanna lick you up and down. I'm sorry. We just met. We haven't even been speaking for 3 minutes. I'm already thinking about licking you. Oh, come on. Oh, man. Kenny, get it together. Girl, you know what? Punish me. I deserve it. The girl is gonna be laughing. Guarantee you guys. Take it from me. It's gonna hit differently. It's gonna hit perfectly. It's gonna heighten the attraction. All right, so guys, rewatch the video for those 3 pro tips when it comes to cold approach, or even if you're hopping into a girl's DM. Because like I said, these tips apply to a girl's DM also. Everything I said, the 3 main tips that I laid out and the sub tips, they can also be used within a girl's inbox. The sexual spikes and walking it back, you can definitely, without a doubt, do that within a girl's inbox. And guys, in the near future, I'm gonna post a video on this, just so I can show y'all exactly how I do it, within a girl's DM. You know, so you get a better idea that okay, all right, he actually showed us how it's done. You know, textually. So I'll get that sorted out soon, guys. So, like I said, rewatch the video and yeah, drill the tips down and get out there and start to practice, start to do your stuff, guys. Like I said, I mean, we all know the dating landscape as it is right now. You know, guys aren't really privy, you know, or even gung-ho about approaching girls, cold approach and so forth. And like I said, I already know why. You know, like I said, modern women, you know, they ruin the dating market for themselves. But like I said, guys, if you're still one of those guys out there who want to, you know, get stuff rolling and practice some cold approach, my old videos are there for that. This video is there for that. All right, so peace out.